And now, it's time for another Dice Tower review with Tom Vasel.
Hey folks, I'm Tom Vasel, and today we're taking a look at Valley of the Kings Premium Edition. Valley of the Kings is a deck building game that actually was released 3 different times, 3 different versions of the game. They were all compatible with each other, and they were all essentially the same game, just with different cards. So deck building game where you were trying to build a deck and at the same time pare it down and bury cards. I am not, in this particular review, going to be talking about how to play Valley of the Kings. I've reviewed all of the expansions, I think. So you can go check out my Valley of the Kings review if you want to see how to play the game. I'm just talking about, for those of the people who know already, what's different about this Premium Edition. Should you get it? Short answer, yes! But what it does is it combines all 3 of those, makes the cards slightly bigger and better, and adds a few extra things. So we're going to take a look at what's inside the box and see if this is worth getting. Yes! Here we go. So here's what's inside the box. You can see there's room for more. These are sleeves. These don't necessarily come with the game, but I'm going to sleeve mine, and I put them in here to show that this is the unsleeved one. Once I sleeve them, it's going to take up more room. But as you can see, it's only taking up this much space in the box, so there's more room for expansions here. There's a little starting player piece here, and the game is going to come with a rule book and a player's guide. Now, the rule book itself just tells you how to play the game if you never played before. Pretty simple, pretty easygoing. The player's guide is a little bit more in depth. First of all, it has suggested sets, so you can play with the 3 basic cards from the 3 sets from the game, or you can pick very specific cards, and it tells you how to do them. It tells you who designed it. Tom Cleaver did some. Someone, Board Game Geek, tells you how to play a solo player variant. There's a lot of rules in here, how to play solo. And then it tells you how all the different cards work over the course of this game and how to organize the cards in the box itself. So as we look at what's in this box, first of all, we notice the tombs here, which are nice cardboard pieces. This is where you'll bury your cards. And then you can have custom sets if you want to build a custom set, so they give you dividers for that. And then randomizer cards. These randomizer cards, these are the randomizer cards, which players can use to pick some set randomizers. But one thing you'll notice right now is that these cards themselves are big, giant cards. The artwork on them is fantastic, and it tells you very clearly what they do, where they go in the deck, how much they cost. Everything about these cards is absolutely fantastic. One thing that's new in this set are Pharaoh cards. At the beginning of the game, you draw 2 of these cards, and you're going to pick one, and you can use it each turn. These are amazing. This is very asymmetrical. So for example, this guy here can discard a card and take the top card of the Boneyard. Every turn you can do that once. Here, cards cost you 1 less gold than their listed cost. At the end of your turn, draw 6-card hand, then discard a card. Put a card from your hand into an opponent's tomb. Select an opponent to take the top card of the stock. Take a card. Sacrifice a card for triple its gold value. Discard 2 and tomb a card from your hand. Starter cards are worth 2 victory points. Execute the action of a card and then use the card for its gold value. What? These are amazing. I love them all. I will always play with these if possible. This is my favorite thing that's been added in this set, other than how gorgeous the cards look now, but I'm really happy with how these came across. The set comes with some reference cards, really nice reference cards to tell you how to set up the game and the end of the game conditions, and then what to do and how to take a turn. It also comes with 6 starting decks of each of the 2. So in the original 3 sets, there was a different set of starting cards in one of the sets. Now you can play with either one. In fact, you could even have each player pick different ones, although that might throw the balance off a bit. But you might want to start with this starting deck or start with the other starting deck. And so that, again, throws more options into the game. And then, of course, you can just play a quick game by essentially grabbing the unique cards from one of the sets, base game, Afterlife, or Last Rites, one of the green sets, one of the orange sets, etc. Or you can go through and pick them out yourself, although I will tell you that that takes more work. Once again, I like to just point out briefly how nice the cards look. So here you can see these are the priestesses. The cards are fantastic. The quality is really high, and you can see very easily on them. I mean, not only that, it gives you some flavor text. It shows you at the bottom whether it's in where it gets put in a pile. The cost, I'm just very impressed with these tarot-sized cards, and they really look good over the course of this game. And here's just some more of the cards so you can see kind of what they look like. Just really good looking cards across the board. So I'm pretty happy. Again, the quality of this set, top notch. Now, if you haven't gone back yet and watched my original review of the game, you'll know that this is a great deck builder. I think it's one of the best deck builders ever made. It is a deck builder where you start with a deck of cards and you use these cards to buy more cards, which kind of crumble down a pyramid, or you're going to then use them for their special abilities. You then will have to bury cards over the course of the game, because that's how you get victory points. Knowing when to bury a card, which means you can no longer use the awesome abilities of it, is kind of critical to how this game works. I've had the 3 smaller ones, and I was like, how do I combine these? They're all in small boxes. This lets me combine them, but also doubles the size of them, making them much bigger cards with the extra Pharaoh cards and the dividers and everything. So here's how it works. You say, I already have all 3 sets. Well, first of all, I don't know that there's a lot of people out there who have done that, but if you do you need to get this? Well, only if you want the organization and the better cards. If you've never gotten it, or you just have one set, this is a guaranteed you should get this. If you've never played Valley of the Kings, this is a great way to jump on board, because you get all the dividers, you get a way to combine all the sets together. It just works really well as one nice combination. And the Pharaoh cards are great. That whole asymmetrical, I have a special ability, you don't, is something I love, and I'm really a big fan of this. So Valley of the Kings, you might argue here, it loses the one thing that was special about it. It was a little tiny deck builder that felt big. Well, now it's a big deck builder that feels big, right? But I don't know. Bigger cards, in this case, it works well. And because you want to mix it up and have variety amongst the different decks, this makes it easier to do that with all these different dividers. So, I don't know. I really like this. Valley of the Kings, I liked it before. This definitely brings it up a notch. Having the extra Pharaoh cards makes the game that much better for me, and being able to easily mix all 3 sets, I like a lot. Obviously, expansions are planned with all that extra space in there. We'll have to see what happens in the future, but again, if you've never checked this out before, I believe this is coming out around Gen Con. You'll definitely want to check it out then. Valley of the Kings Deluxe Edition. Dice Tower Judgment, excellent!